This is the now.
Now
There's
you know
spoilers in this.
You know when this picture was taken. This is from the Survivor Series, the match of survival.
Well, I was just gonna say there's Survivor Series official results. So spoilers.
And the update on the Royal Rumble.
Uh-oh, and you know that starts the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah. So here we go. We start off with a little advertisement here for WrestleMania 7. It's going to be at the LA Memorial Coliseum, but it's actually not going to be at the LA Memorial Coliseum, Ryan. Maybe you remember it got moved to the LA Sports Arena.
I didn't know that.
Because, well, some people say there were some terroristic threats, Sergeant Slaughter with the Iraqi turncoat deal.
Heat.
That was some
straight up heat.
Some people say that the ticket sales were a little soft. Who knows the truth, right?
Well, wait a minute. How could they be soft when in the magazine there's a you can mail this in. There's a cutout that you can mail in. Oh, there's a thing up here. There's a cutout that you can mail in, and you can get your tickets.
Well, they could be soft because no one was interested in buying the tickets.
How much are the tickets? You could go to WrestleMania for $10 back in these days?
Well, a golden ringside ticket's $150.
That's it?
Well, this was 91. And here we go. Here's an advertisement for bodybuilding lifestyles.
I should have been reading WWF magazine when I was growing up because I think I'd be in a lot better shape right now. I'd be all jacked up.
All right, well, here's an article called Around the Ring, and Undertaker and Brother Love.
The short-lived reign of Brother Love with Undertaker.
Didn't seem to last very long. Now, there's an advertisement, Ryan.
Now, do I read the article to you?
I'm sure for a lot of people, they remember this. This is the, what is this called?
What is it?
It's the Video Club, and you can get all those movies for 69 cents each.
Not all of them. It said you could get 6 of them, and then 2 more for 85% off.
Now, here's a great, colorful advertisement for the Royal Rumble. This is this theme was used for 2 Royal Rumbles in a row. If you remember, 91 and 92.
It's my favorite.
The superstars walking through the alley, and they look like they're ready to do battle there.
It's my favorite. This is my favorite one.
Yeah, it looks very good.
Now, you're growing up, you're in 1991, take yourself to 1991, you see this and you're reading the magazine. Who's your pick? Not who do you think, who do you want to win it all?
Out of the ones that we see here?
Out of what do you see right now? Who do you look at that picture in not now, in 1991, and who's your guy? Who do you need to win it all?
Well, I was a big Tugboat fan, and I see Tugboat back here behind Earthquake. And maybe a little glimpse of the future, because the 2 of them would end up being tag team champions, not too
that's
far
not even
from now.
That's not even the Natural Disasters, is it?
That is Tugboat with the sailor hat on.
You're right.
No Typhoon. And there's a picture of Hulk Hogan in the fan forum. And here we see the Brainstorms with Bobby Heenan.
Okay. What does that mean?
Well,
this is his article. It's by Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Well, he looks like he's very upset.
He is. He's choking and he's pointing. That sounded sexual. I don't know why. It's weird.
Well, here we have newsbreakers. Ryan, give us the insight here of what's going on. That's General Adnan.
The mastermind. This is around the time where, you know, the Iraqis were taking over.
Well, you got to think, we're heading into Royal Rumble 91. And Sergeant Slaughter is going to be challenging the Ultimate Warrior for the title. So maybe General Adnan has a secret plot.
Look at the key words. Just like you said, secret. And then I'm seeing down here scheming. And I think that's what the WWF magazine would have you believe the Iraqis are all about. I can't deny it.
Sergeant Slaughter was an American hero, and he's turned his back on
look what they did to him. They're basically, this was General Adnan.
What who did to him?
Look what they did to him. They brainwashed him.
Who?
General Adnan. This was basically ISIS before ISIS happened.
I don't think General Adnan was responsible for...
General Adnan, Colonel Mustafa.
Well, that was the Iron Sheik. I don't think he was responsible. Now, this is...
this is a naked fat man?
Playboy Buddy Rose. Maybe you remember, Ryan. Obviously, by that, you probably don't. The blowaway diet. Playboy Buddy Rose did a fake infomercial where he would pour this powder on himself, sit in front of a fan, and then the powder would get blown away and he would lose weight. Do you remember anything about that?
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember a ton about it. What's the point?
Well, I think it was just kind of having fun with the fact that Playboy Buddy Rose had put on a good amount of weight by this point, and they were trying to find something for him to do.
Did this work? Did he make money doing this?
Well, I don't think he had a very long run in the WWF.
I do like the fact that he's carrying a scale.
Yeah.
Because I weigh in every day.
Well, see, now, we already saw, what was that called? The CD house? Where you can buy the...
No, that's where you buy the movies.
But what was that called? The movie house?
Movie Planet.
I don't think that's... But this is the Columbia House. A lot of people remember this. You could get the 8 CDs or the 12 cassettes for $0.01, and then they would trick you into signing some kind of contract, and people would get CDs that they maybe didn't want.
Well, I'd get in a lot of trouble because I would get all this stuff under my mother's name, and then she'd end up paying for stuff, and she hated it. But I was just loaded with CDs and cassettes.
I bet she did.
I had all the movies and music. I was fine.
I'd be throwing you out the window. Now, here's a talk with the Legion of Doom, and this is Hawk and Animal, and they have
the Road Warriors.
Not been back for very long at this point here, and you know they are ready to do business. What do you think of the face paint there? It looks very colorful. I always preferred Hawk's face paint, although
I always preferred Animals.
Well, the spider looks good, but Hawk looks almost like
I always like Animals' hair.
like a hurricane.
I always like Animals' hair. I always thought Hawk back in the day had a better body. That was just me. I thought Hawk's body was better, and I care about a man's body.
If you look at their hair, it's almost like the two of them complete each other, because you've got the horns and then you've got the mohawk, and if you put those two together, it's almost like...
Is that what Hawk's hair is called, the horns?
I think he's cut...
I always called it the double mohawk.
I think he's cut his hair like that to look like horns. There's not a picture here from the back, but I think he's cut it to look like...
No, I always called it the double mohawks.
Double mohawks? I always thought a mohawk had to be in the center.
No, I called it the double mohawks. You called it the horns. That's fine. I don't see how it's horns. It's not horns. It's hair.
All right, Ryan, what do we have here?
I can't see. There's a glare on that. What does it say? Titans? Oh, I thought it was a Tatanka. I thought Battle of the Tatankas is what I thought. The Battle of the Titans. Wow. Ultimate Warrior and Ted DiBiase.
Well, that's the $1 Million Man. It doesn't say Ted DiBiase. It just says the $1 Million Man.
Well, I just looked at the picture and saw it. I don't usually read words. I usually just look at pictures and then come up with a solution myself.
There's the $1 Million Man with his $1 Million belt.
They're going to be on the main event? It's nice.
As you can see, the Ultimate Warrior is really taking it to Virgil and the $1 Million Man here.
As a kid growing up, I never understood how Ted DiBiase could win wrestling matches, but they presented him pretty strong in these matches. I thought Ultimate Warrior was like unstoppable back in these days.
Now, see, when I was a kid, I always wondered just how wealthy Ted DiBiase was because he wore a plastic tuxedo with dollar signs on it. It's not really something you'd wear if you were a man of great means.
Well, I was a child that didn't know much about anything, so I thought that made sense, and I thought that's what a man of wealth did wear.
How are you doing these days?
I've got enough money to have the tearaway suit.
Well, as you can see here, look what's happened. Randy Savage has attacked Ultimate Warrior.
My goodness.
Sensational Sherry. Obviously, the Queen Sherry has got the scepter.
Someone's got an umbrella. Oh, I thought she had an umbrella.
No, that is the scepter because they're royalty.
I thought her hat was an umbrella.
No, that is the scepter.
Did anybody have more gimmicks than Sherry? I mean, as far as like her names and her outfits.
They are really putting the boots here to the Ultimate Warrior, but as you can see...
Well, you have to. He's like unstoppable. Look at him.
Clutching the belt, and he will live to fight another day. But you got to wonder, you know, we're leading in to Royal Rumble 91. We know it's going to be Ultimate Warrior versus Sergeant Slaughter. Do you think that Randy Savage might get involved in that match? Do you think he may? Because it looks like he's got a bone to pick with the Ultimate Warrior.
I know he's going to get involved in that match because I've seen it.
But if you're reading this and it hasn't happened yet, do you think that maybe this is some foreshadowing here? Because look, they're really putting the boots to him. They're giving him what for?
Yeah, but that's nothing like what's coming. He's got something coming at the Rumble.
But you don't know that yet.
I know it. Oh, you're saying, are we living in this moment?
Now here is the perfect
man.
friend. This is Mr. Perfect takes the Intercontinental title with more than a little help from Ted DiBiase.
Isn't that nice?
And there's,
I like good friendship. The perfect friend. That's what I think you are to me, the perfect friend.
It looks like Ted DiBiase is counting some money in front of Howard Finkel there. And it's kind of a neat visual with the $100 bill.
That is.
Do you know who that is on the $100 bill?
Benjamin Franklin.
Very good. And you know who this is?
Mr. Perfect.
But what's his real name?
Kurt Hennig.
And you know his name because you already said it without even...
The $1 Million Man.
Seeing it. Well, as you can see here, Ted DiBiase is getting ready to...
calling him the $1 Million Man. Screw it.
He's throwing the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, around, and
That's a cool visual in that picture with all the tassels on Tornado's.
he's got a
boots
lot of
there.
tassels going
It
on.
looks like fireworks are flying off his legs in that picture.
He has got a lot of tassels going on here, and it looks like Mr. Perfect has picked up the win here with the Perfect Plex.
How big of a Texas Tornado fan in WWF around this time were you?
I like the Texas Tornado
I
a
did
lot.
too. That's rare. We both like the same guy.
I
also
like that music. It sounded like wind.
I like that music
Yeah,
a lot.
that was neat. And there he is celebrating his nefarious deed. Ted DiBiase is gloating, and there's Kerry Von Erich, Texas Tornado, down but not defeated. And now we see an advertisement for the program, the official souvenir program of Royal Rumble 91, Every Man for Himself.
Well, I'm noticing something on that. Jake Roberts has got the arrogance eyeball on the cover of that right there. On
Yeah,
that
it
Royal
certainly
Rumble.
appears that way.
Is that the
Well,
match?
there's
Is this the blindfold match?
There's the man that did it to him right there, the model.
I know it. Is this the blindfold match on this show?
That's going to be at that year's WrestleMania.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, now, why does he have the arrogance eyeball now? Has that already happened to him? When did that happen? Do you remember the time period?
If he's got no pupil, it's obviously happened already. Wouldn't you imagine?
Did it happen at the Survivor Series?
No, it happened
Did
on.
it happen on Monday Night
It
Raw?
happened on a syndicated show. Now this is a
Okay.
great look here for a Warlord.
How did Warlord make it on the cover? That's pretty impressive for him.
I like that outfit, and those are some of the best Randy Savage sunglasses I think we've seen to this
But
point.
Ted DiBiase's not on there.
Now there's a
been
trivia,
in every article so far.
question. Ryan, I'm going to pick out a trivia question
All right,
here,
I'm not going to look.
and let's see if you
I
know.
got it.
Okay, here's one. Who was Brother Love's guest at SummerSlam 1990?
1990. I'm going to say Sergeant Slaughter.
No, I'm sorry. The answer was neon pink and neon green.
What?
Now we move into the World Wrestling Federation merchandise catalog, which is
Sound right.
wow. Check this out here. We've got the Ultimate Warrior before Hulk Hogan. So you really see the power struggle going on around this time. Hulk Hogan has lost to the Ultimate Warrior. He's lost his belt, and now look who's front in the catalog, the Ultimate Warrior.
How about that?
But here's Hulk Hogan. He's not too far away.
Let me get a look at that shirt.
He's
Let me
gonna
get
get
over
some
there. I'm trying to get a look at
retribution.
that shirt. What's this?
Those are Ultimate Warrior arm ties. So you have your
Ooh,
tassels,
That's how you get pumped up.
and
If you got to pick an item on this page, what are you going to sport? What are you wearing? What are you wearing to the local Walmart?
does
What
it
are you
have to be
wearing
an
out?
article of clothing? Because I do like the Hulk
Anything.
Hogan pillow.
The
I think.
pillow is nice. I agree. I would have picked the Ultimate Warrior shorts for you, or maybe even the Hulk Rules shorts. I'd like to see you in Walmart in some shorts.
Well, I try not to wear too many shorts. And here we see the famous wrestling buddies that everyone of a certain age probably knew about around this time.
You had all those, didn't you? Did you have all those?
I had the Ultimate Warrior and Ted DiBiase.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had any.
You did. You had Randy Savage, I remember.
I bet I did. I do like Randy Savage.
Okay, now here we go. This is
man.
the new line of T-shirts here. So Ryan, you asked me. I'm going to ask you. If you have to pick a T-shirt off of here, what's it going to be?
Man, I like this a lot. I'm gonna go.
I have my answer.
I've got mine with the Hart Foundation. I like that Hart Foundation shirt. I'm a big Bret Hart fan.
I like the Legion of Doom shirt.
Really?
That is
red.
I
it
like the
pops.
color, and look, it's very colorful with the shoulder pads and the spikes. Now, what is Big Boss Man saying here? He's saying, no hard time here, just dial this number to place your order. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
That's pretty smart.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now.
Jim Duggan's ain't bad too. That's a wearable blue. That's not really. That's just like, hey, I'm going out in town. I don't need a lot of attention. That Jim Duggan shirt. I like that blue. I wear that anywhere. I wear that out to dinner.
You going out and on the town with the Jim Duggan shirt on?
That's right. I'm gonna leave the 2x4 at home.
353. I'm going to go ahead and call an order in here.
Roddy Piper's shirt looks like they just took a picture of him off the WWF magazine and just put it on front of a shirt.
Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to order the Legion of Doom shirt for me, and I'm going to order the Jim Duggan shirt for you.
That is so sweet of you. Give me the hearts though.
Oh, you want the hearts?
Yeah, give me the hearts instead.
2 rings here. Let's see what happens. That Texas Tornado shirt's not bad too, in the shape of Texas.
Please leave
I
a
can't
voice
wear
message
white.
for reception 1266.
Oh, well.
At the tone, please record your message. When you are finished recording, hang up or press 1 for more options.
Oh, hi. This is Steve Miles here, and
Ryan Young.
and I was wanting to order the Ryan Young, and I wanted to order the Legion of Doom shirt, extra large. I guess those are your only choices, and the Hacksaw Jim Duggan
Because they don't have bigger.
shirt. You wanted Hacksaw Jim Duggan
No, I want the hearts, for goodness sake.
and the Heart Foundation
It doesn't come in extra large. I need a large. I only need a large.
and the large.
Yeah. Give me just give me the. I'm gonna have the Jim Duggan too with the large.
Okay.
Your treat.
Do you need a credit card number or anything?
You got it.
I don't want to just give the credit card number to an answering machine. We'll call back maybe next week.
All right. Damn it. I have a hard time getting these shirts.
Let me say this: the customer service for the WWF merchandise catalog, not where it's.
Do
should
they
be.
want to sell this or not? Say it couldn't be easier. There is hard times, Big Boss Man. There is hard times.
I had this belt.
I wish I had a belt for all of you.
And posters here, new posters.
Oh man, posters.
That's a nice looking Big Boss Man with hard times.
Boy, the roster was not very deep these days for WWF. I mean, they had the same merch for like the same few guys.
I don't know. I'm seeing a Big Boss Man poster here, and I didn't see a. Big
Well,
Boss
I'm going to
Man
take that
t-shirt.
because I got everybody else's T-shirt.
Yeah, and I do like the hard times.
Yeah, hard times.
A lot of people are having hard times
That's
these
true.
days. He was right on the money about that one. The Texas Tornado one is a little, it's just a guy with a good physique in his trunks.
I think that if I was a little boy confused about his sexuality, that's the poster I'd probably go for.
Now look at this. This is a magazine of mine, and I've actually had this cut out back in the day. I must have ordered some of the old magazines. Look at this. See how this is cut out here? To order the old
wow.
magazines. So, I wonder what I picked up.
Nice. Maybe we'll find out.
Okay, Survivor Series results. Warriors in the perfect team. As you can see, Ryan,
Wait.
hot and heavy action.
Maybe you didn't cut that out. Maybe you cut something out from that article and kept it. Maybe there's something important in that
I
article you
seriously
cared about.
doubt that because I would have cut out these pictures right in half.
Maybe you wanted just the penises.
I was not.
It looks like you cut out.
I
all
was
the
not-
even Boss
I
Man. You
was
even
not-
cut out Boss Man's
I
lower
was
half.
not confused
How about
at
that?
that time.
That's weird.
Big win for the Ultimate Warrior. Now here the Dream Team. Now this is the debut of the Undertaker. As you can see, he's standing right there.
Is he on the Dream Team?
He is on the $1
Oh, $1 million
Million
team. Yeah, that's right. That's Dusty's team.
Wouldn't
Dream
make a whole lot of sense for him to be on the Dream Team there. Vipers versus the Visionaries.
Oh, Randy Orton's team.
Now we've got the Hulkamaniacs versus the Natural Disasters.
Wait, who is the Visionaries? Rick Martel's team?
We see Hulk Hogan in Tugboat and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. There's the Barbarian clotheslining Hulk Hogan.
Later on, Tugboat would be in the Natural Disasters.
Ah, isn't that interesting? Now here's the Alliance versus the Mercenaries.
Who's the Alliance?
The Alliance is
that led by Tito Santana?
Tito Santana,
That can't be led by Tito Santana.
the Bushwhackers, and Nikolai Volkov.
That was led by Tito Santana?
And here we see the
And
match of
Tito
survival.
won the match?
The only time that we've ever seen the match of survival.
The match of survival was awesome.
And there we see the gobbledygooker popping out of the egg. And it says down there,
And I remember Tito was the only one in the survival match to get pinned on the side of Hogan and Warrior.
when the giant turkey egg hatches, fans got a look at the gobbledygooker. The gobbledygooker may be here for many Survivor Series to come. That did not turn out to be truthful. How did they determine who was on whose team in the survival match?
It was the villains versus the good guys.
But how would you decide what makes somebody a villain?
I could quite clearly see who was the villain and the good guys in each match. And didn't Rick Martel's team and the
Rick
entire
Martino? There he is right there.
team... Didn't old Rick Martino's whole team survive?
He's got the can of arrogance.
Oh man, Jake Blammed on the models. What is it? Is that what it says?
Jake blamed the model
I was at something.
for the embarrassing
I
loss.
didn't know what happened in 91.
Talk about salt in the wound. Man, oh man.
Oh, man.
As you can see, Jake is really, well, he had a hard time. You know, he was sprayed in the eyes by the arrogance.
Me and Jake got the same body.
And,
Me and Jake have very similar bodies.
and here we see the preview of the Royal Rumble. A great look here for the Barbarian with that shoulder piece with the bones on it. The antlers. That's a great. I love that look for him.
Why is Bobby Heenan in a little square box at the bottom?
Because he is offering his support for the Barbarian, I have to imagine.
Well, why isn't General Adnan in a little square box? Because he's not in the Royal Rumble match, is he? It's an odd page, don't you think? Don't you think that's an odd page of competitors with Bobby Heenan in the square box?
I think they know that General Adnan is going to is he's the only person managing Sergeant Slaughter. See, General Adnan has no other clients, whereas Bobby Heenan might have some other clients. This is his meal ticket right here. This match. Bobby Heenan's probably got other things in the fire, other forks in the fire.
You know what I would have liked to have seen? I would like to have seen when you turn this page for a little picture of you to be right here below Big Boss Man. That's what I like to see. Like you put a little picture of you in a square box by Big Boss Man. I would have
Just back in the day, I wanted to be a part of the.
Yeah,
Royal
you're like,
Rumble.
oh, Bobby Heenan's gonna be in that. I'm gonna manage Boss Man for the Royal Rumble.
Yep. And now here we go. Orient Express versus the Rockers. A friend of mine I went to school with used to always say around this time, every time I turn on the wrestling show, it's always the Orient Express versus the Rockers. And it did seem like they had a very long feud.
They did, yeah. Well, they were two, they can move well together.
Now, look at this. Dustin Rhodes and Dusty Rhodes versus Ted DiBiase and Virgil. Now, this is a little bit of a different character for Dusty Rhodes. He's got the black and the red polka dots and a chicken foot on a top hat.
Man, that's that Wolfpack Dusty Rhodes.
He's changing up his...
And then also, if you notice, it's father and son, father and son.
Wow, it's a real family affair at the Royal Rumble.
It's a family.
And now here we go, the 30 opponents at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, a mystery. There was a mystery opponent.
There's always a mystery when the Royal Rumble is involved.
That's pretty neat. This is the entire 30?
Here we see Greg Valentine with his jet black hair, part of Rhythm and Blues.
What about Crush, the third member of Demolition? That was a mistake.
That didn't really
Jimmy
go well.
Jimmy Snuka, super overrated in my opinion.
Jimmy Snook. Here we see Tony Atlas as Saba Simba. And here we see Shane Douglas, young Shane Douglas.
He's always got an intense look. Shane Douglas had a good fierce look.
Clean cut, young go-getter.
Yeah.
And here we see Tugboat. I was a big Tugboat fan.
Yeah, that's odd to me.
I like that Tugboat's got some of these superstars have the blue wavy background. I like that.
Someone had to have liked Tugboat. I'm glad it was you.
And now here we see a look at the new action figure line.
Is that what this is? What do they got them laid out on dinner trays?
I'm just going by the headline there.
They've got them laid out on the dinner trays. Those are, you know what? Those are the same trays that I got fed on when I was in the insane asylum. I wish they'd brought out the action figures instead. I wasn't really hungry.
Now here's something you don't see very often, especially around this time. The Ultimate Warrior with no full face paint. He's just got the little Warrior
That's pretty neat.
logos.
He didn't want to get all gimmicked up for the...
for the day of the action figures.
That's right.
Randy Savage,
On the mood.
ready to go, geared up.
Yeah, he's always... I think he wore the crown everywhere.
Ted DiBiase having a big time there. Okay, now we're into the lowdown. Now here's a picture of Brutus Beefcake making his first personal appearance since the parasailing incident when someone's knees flew into his face.
Wow, his face looks jacked up, I was going to say.
He had to have a lot of surgery,
Man.
plates and screws, and
Poor Brutus.
that was really a tough time for him, I'm sure. That must have been
bet.
very painful.
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man's special plan. Honky Tonk Man has formulated a special plan that will enable him to win the Royal Rumble. And he plans to make a big hit at the Royal Rumble. What do you think that could be?
I think, whatever it is, I'm in. I'm a big Honky Tonk fan. What's Gravedigger?
Another advertisement for WrestleMania 7 at the LA Sports Coliseum. Didn't happen. Viewpoint with Jack Tunney.
Yeah.
What
The
do you-
law.
what
The
do you-
law of the land.
What do you think about that, Ryan?
Jack Tunney.
What do you think about that?
I would love to sit here and read it, but I don't think we have the time.
Okay, now we see Super Tape Volume 3.
And now you have to sit here and watch us do the crossword. The WWF, the Dino Bravo crossword.
Okay, Blank of Doom. Well, I think you should probably know that
Okay,
one.
got that one. Legion.
Pretend to be Hurt play
Possum.
Not as Big.
Small.
I think it's got to be 7
Show.
letters.
Big show. Big show.
No, it's got to be 7 letters.
Big show. Not as big. I don't know what that one is.
Dangerous Danny.
Davis. Dangerous Danny Davis.
Throb.
Cop.
An advertisement here for Super Tape Volume 3. Everyone loves that. Well, a lot of people love the Super Tape series. And now here we see
Butch.
a picture of Bushwhacker Butch playing ping pong. Butch, upon taking advice from his partner, ate the ping pong ball, believing it was an egg to go with his sardines.
Is that an Aussie treat? Sardines?
And the Wrestling Spotlight with the Big Boss Man.
What's the Wrestling Spotlight?
It's a kind of magazine that would come out in the newsstands that kind of highlighted a combatant, an athlete, and just kind of focused on their...
Do you have any Wrestling Spotlights? Any?
I believe I have a few in the same treasure trove that this magazine came out of. I think I have a few.
That's pretty awesome.
Maybe for a future...
I didn't even remember Wrestling Spotlight.
installment. And then on the back here, look at this.
This is a good one.
WrestleMania Challenge.
That was fun.
Only the strongest survive head-to-head singles and tag team action. Ryan, do you ever remember playing
Absolutely.
WrestleMania
I
Action?
played this one.
WrestleMania Challenge, not WrestleMania Action.
That's okay. WrestleMania Challenge was fun. It was a good game. I like that was for regular NES is what I played that for.
Well, it says there, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yep.
And we see here LJN, the same company that made the very popular rubber action figures. The LJN figures.
Oh, the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, what do you have to say? What do you think about this magazine here? Did you enjoy looking through this?
I did. It took me down a trip down memory lane, and I think we figured out some stuff about you. Growing up.
What did you find out?
Cutting out the crotches, the picture next to Big Boss Man. You were a Big Boss Man fan. Getting the poster. You believed that in the hard times.
What poster?
The Boss Man poster.
I didn't get the poster.
I thought you said you got the poster.
No.
I thought you said you supported the hard times. But either way, I mean, I think it's
Those are all things you made up.
I think it's a good time.
But other than that, February of 1991,